Welcome back. Now what we want to do is we want to start actually coding in this video and to add a controller which we can call true postman and actually get some kind of response. Now all we need to do for this, we need to add a new package called vending. And after we add the package, just add a new class called vending controller. For in the vending controller, we are going to add a simple method that will return a string called find all items, and it will not accept any parameters. What's going to return is a simple all items response. Right now what we have here is just a simple Java class, right? It's a vending class called vending controller with a single method. Now we're going to add some Spring and Spring Boot annotations to it, and I'll explain what they do. First thing that we need to do is we need to add the REST controller annotation. What this annotation does is marks the vending controller class as a controller, so Spring can checks all of the classes and then it sees, hey, this class is a controller. We need to map the methods to various endpoints. Basically, you're just registering your class as a controller with this annotation. And we also need one other special annotation called request mapping. This annotation has a couple of properties which we will define, then I'll explain what they do. It's the path property, and we're going to add it as items. It also accepts the method property, and it's going to be a get method because we are just getting all of the items. And one other property produces, so we can define that we are producing application JSON. Alt enter to import the dependency and application JSON value. Yeah, that's it with the request mapping annotation. What this annotation does is it maps an HTTP request to your method. So when a user does HTTP GET request with a /items path, then it will map to this method and we will return a string response. Okay, we seem to have everything ready. Let's try launching our application. It's booting up, and in the meantime I can show you Postman. I have already prepared the request. It's very simple. All you have to do is add a GET request here and just write the path as HTTP localhost 8080/items. The application is not starting up with this. We are lacking one dependency, which is the H2 dependency. H2 is going to be our in-memory database, and we need to add it right now because then our application won't start up. Let's copy and paste the dependency. As I said, the dependencies all have to go into Maven, and we'll also delete the scope test because we want to use it during the application launch as well, not only for testing, because our application is very simple and an in-memory database will be good enough for us. Now we can definitely launch the application. We need to import the changes first. always don't forget to import the Maven changes, because then everything will be the same. Even though you added the dependency, you need to import the external library as well. Now our application is booting up and it's started. So let's do the HTTP request, and yeah, we get the sample all items response, the string that we have defined. So that's it for this video. Just for recap, we added the vending controller and added the REST controller and request mapping annotations. And we called the request, did the request through Postman, and our application returned the correct response. In the next video, let's implement a real response where we will be returning vending machine items that are in the vending machine.